All right, welcome back to Fleccas Talks, a podcast, episode 121. Today on the show, our education system has reached an all-new low. We'll tell you why this debate championship got canceled. Then, in Cringe of the Week, pumpkin spice and birds are racist now, according to the progressive left. Then, we have a trans league fantasy draft you're not going to want to miss in Cringe of the Week as well. And in Urban Decay, we had some kids misbehaving badly over Halloween while trick-or-treating. We'll show you where they learned it. And last but not least, Rep. Cori Bush completely humiliates herself trying to explain why billionaires need to pay more in taxes. All this and more, it's Fleccas Talks, the podcast, episode 121, ranked the best new podcast of all time!
Because words are just words until action actually starts. And actions speak louder than words, but at the same time, words speak louder than actions because sometimes it's the right thing to do. Very cool. Very cool.
It's Fleccas Talks, the podcast featuring Richard Grab.
All right, one for one on the intro as always. Guys, this week's episode is brought to you by our friends over at Fume. Now, if you're like me, you probably have a couple bad habits that would be good to get rid of, but cold turkey isn't always the way. That's why I use Fume. Fume is a company that helps you defeat your bad habits in a unique and natural way. Fume is an innovative, award-nominated device that helps you redirect your bad habits and turn them into something more productive and less harmful. Whenever I have the urge to do a bad hand-to-mouth habit, I instead grab my Fume and breathe in the refreshing flavored air. No electronics, no vapors, no harmful chemicals, and it has a nice weight to it too, so it's good to fidget with. So if you want help kicking your bad habits, pick up a Fume today. Go to tryfume.com, that's TRYFUM.com, and use code Fleccas for 10% off. That's tryfume.com, use code Fleccas. They support the show, let's support them right back, and let's kick our bad habits. All right, let's get into housekeeping. All right, thank you to Fume for sponsoring. It's always good to get rid of your bad habits.
Thank you, Fume.
I'm almost rid of all of mine. Only a few left. All right, we have a lot of important clips to get to, a very important housekeeping as usual. We're going to start off with the Cori Bush clip. She was interviewed by Fox News, and she was asked why and how billionaires need to pay more taxes, and she got completely roasted.
So you're saying that you're saying that they're paying their fair share is what you're saying?
No, I'm asking what percentage is a fair share?
Their fair share, the same, if a third of my money is going to taxes, then I think a third of their money should be going to taxes. It does. Well, it does.
I'm trying to understand because you realize the effective tax rate on the poor is less than it is on the rich, right?
Okay, so first of all, I'm not the poor. I'm very close to that line, but I'm not the poor.
Okay, so the effective tax rate on the middle class is less than it is on the rich, correct? What fair share would you like to?
So you see it once he started jamming her up, she went, first of all, she was about to call him racist. Oh, man.
No, that's the move. That's the only move you got. And I mean, this is from a deep-rooted desire for anyone who makes billions of dollars from their company to just go, Elon Musk is too rich. I want half that.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's basically what it is. Because income tax, I mean, everybody likes to say the billionaire's effective tax rate is this. And it's like, yeah, Jeff Bezos is just holding Amazon.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what you want.
And these types have no idea how the system actually works. Like, that's her knowledge of taxation. And then you also see all this, the things she supports behind her and all those posters, the $15 an hour minimum wage, Philando Castile, BLM. And it's like, wait a sec.
So how much does she understand all of those things as well?
This is how much and how passionate, this is how much you know about taxation, and this is how passionate you are. What about those other social issues?
Let's start digging.
But someone like her, they just go, oh, yeah, mean racist, white supremacist, old white people who thinks black lives don't matter. George Floyd don't want you to sign this bill.
Yeah.
You know what you got to do, girl.
Buzzword salad.
You got to sign that bill. And then, yeah, like you said, the AOC types, everyone's convinced that, like, times are bad because Elon Musk made too much money. And meanwhile, it's like there are policies that are the things that are increasing crime, inflating our money, ruining our schools, exporting our jobs, quality of life's going down, but it's like, oh, Elon Musk has too much.
Yeah, you got to let the government waste that money now instead.
Yeah, exactly. So she humiliated herself. Feels good to see it happen. All right, we have to move on. DeSantis Bootgate Part 3. We don't have to keep covering this.
Yeah,
but there is new info that keeps coming out, so we're going to put it to bed. Hopefully this is the final section, Part 3. Expert shoemakers say Ron DeSantis is probably wearing height boosters.
Yeah, they wrote a whole article about it. So
is that us? Are we shoe experts?
No. I'm nothing.
Because I'm an expert, but here's the problem. He was on the Patrick Bet-David show the other day, and he said, oh, boots, I never heard that theory. Heels in my boots, that's not true. I'm 5'11". And I heard that, and there's something up there because there's no one who's 5'11". If you're 5'11", you say you're 6 foot. If you're 5'10", you say you're 6 foot. If you're 5'8" to 5'9", stuffing your shoes with high heels, then you say you're 5'11" because you think, oh, I'll say I'm 5'11", and people think I'm being honest because if I was a liar and I was 5'11", I'd say I'm 6 foot.
Rings true.
So it sounds honest to say 5'11", but that would only work if you're honestly a liar.
There's no 5'11" men.
There's no 5'11". Mm-hmm. And the only way you are 5'11" is if you stuffed your shoes and you're like, I can't say 6 foot, that's too high. I'm 5'8". I'll just pretend to be honest. I'm 5'11". You get how that works, though?
Of course.
Yeah. So he did that. Here's another clip of him walking around, clunking around.
What about power?
Very unnatural. Very unnatural.
It's like it's like when the little rascals stack up.
It's not quite. Let's stay reasonable, but it's close to the Little Rascals. And then also Ron DeSantis just at the doctor's office, like, oh, all right, let's step right up, get your height. You're gonna take those boots off, and he goes,
I don't wanna.
He goes, no.
And we don't care that he's short. Like, he went to Yale and Harvard. He was an Ivy League baseball player.
He's in the military.
He's in the military.
He's been a great governor.
We don't care that you're short. We care that you think it's so important to hide your height. And the way you're doing it is not even like, standing in the foreground or whatever.
Yeah.
It's
not subtle.
It's not subtle. It's not like going like this for your photos. You're stuffing your shoes.
Yeah.
You're doing projects at home where you and your wife are like cutting out the heels of old boots and stuffing them in.
Now that's the real question. What are the logistics of stuffing these boots if the stuffing the boots is true? Who's in on it? How big's the circle? All that kind of shit.
The circle is him and his wife.
Yeah, I think so too.
And then
and he doesn't tell any of his campaign proxies. He doesn't tell any of them. So they go on Twitter being like, you're fucking crazy.
What are you talking about? Yeah. But Patrick Bet-David asked him, and he goes, oh, I haven't heard that before. You haven't heard that before, Ron.
Doubt.
Posto had a good tweet that kind of summed it up.
Ron DeSantis really went from the top governor in America to having to go on live TV and promise people he isn't wearing lifts in his boots. It didn't have to be this way, Ron. You chose this. Remember that.
He did chose this.
Yeah.
We liked him.
I know.
And then he wanted to be a MAGA candidate running against MAGA and going against Trump, and Trump should be in jail. And then he had all these gay influencers.
And I still like him. You still like him.
I still like him.
We just clown on him more than we like him and promote him because he's in an adversarial spot right now. Yeah. It didn't have to be like this, blah, blah, blah. There's time to come around. You can come back up.
Yeah, we still like him. We just did what we had to do.
Yeah.
It's ugly. Yeah. Whole world.
It's an evil world out there.
All right. Speaking of, tickle this post. Help us juice the algo. You guys have been so good about that. Make sure you like the video. Leave a comment again. And then leave comments that you actually want to ask us stuff about.
Absolutely.
All right. Joe Biden, secret email stash. 82,000 emails with a fake name he was using.
Yeah, basically, archives located 82,000 pages of Joe Biden pseudonym emails, possibly dwarfing the Clinton scandal.
Definitely dwarfing.
Yeah. Do you want me to read some of this? Or
a little bit.
It was emails sent or received during his vice presidential tenure on 3 private pseudonym accounts, a total that potentially dwarfs the amount landed Hillary Clinton in hot water a decade ago, according to a federal court filing released Monday. So...
yeah, not looking good. It's time to indict Trump again.
Yeah, better slap a few extra charges. What states can we go to? Arizona, maybe?
Yeah, let's get Trump off the ballot somewhere.
Who
quick.
do we own? Yeah.
All right, moving on. Israel versus Hamas.
Hunter Biden wrote an op-ed too, right?
Oh yeah, he wrote an op-ed saying that
Rudy Giuliani and Steve Bannon were too mean or something.
Too mean. That making fun of his addiction was worse than the addiction.
Yeah.
You saw the videos.
It's
Don't
over,
think
bro.
It was that bad.
Who's that article for? Who is he appealing to during that?
I don't know.
Like someone who just hasn't seen anything and they go, oh, he doesn't seem bad.
I think he's trying to like build a case or something and like plant seeds.
This is part of leg 2. This is leg 1 of like a 3-leg process.
So in like a couple years when they get him for something, he can be like, oh, I actually wrote an article about how much that hurt my mental health.
Yeah.
Like he's just putting stuff out there. So down the road, he can refer back to it, I think.
Gotcha.
All right. Israel versus Hamas. We have updates. Lots of people, which is weird, especially on the right wing, are fine with civilian deaths. That's what I'm noticing.
Getting crazy, which is a war crime.
Yeah, a lot of war crimes, people who are fine with war crimes, and then a lot of people who are pro-life who are like, well, civilians, they are siding with Hamas, they need to go. First of all, there's a New York Times article. Can you just read the underline there?
It became evident to U.S. officials that Israeli leaders believed mass civilian casualties were an acceptable price in the military campaign.
Which is not good.
Yeah, I don't know when did that happen?
That happened, yeah, very recently. But also because there was the original terrorist attack on Israel, everyone thinks mass casualty civilians, that happened to Israel.
1 for 1. We got to get them back.
So it's like now that they're getting them back, everyone thinks, no, Israel was the one who had the civilians attacked. But it's like they're going to do actually worse and kill more civilians than were killed in Israel. But because they were attacked first, they kind of have like a smokescreen. And
if you go war crime for war crime, it's just a race to the bottom, and you're slaughtering women and children.
You're just as bad as the terrorist. Yeah. Let's play the Lindsey Graham clip from CNN. He said the same thing here, basically.
Is there a threshold for you, and do you think there should be one for the United States government, at which the U.S. would say, let's hold off for a second in terms of civilian casualties? Is there a point at which you would start to question?
If somebody asked us after World War II, is there a limit what you would do to make sure that Japan and Germany don't conquer the world? Is there any limit what Israel should do to the people who are trying to slaughter the Jews? The answer is no. There is no limit. But
so the answer is no.
Just unlimited.
Unlimited civilian deaths.
Thanks, Lindsey Graham. Childless Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, which is interesting. And then who's expected to take in all of the displaced refugees after this offensive?
Oh, I don't know.
Europe and America?
USA. Yeah.
So there's, on one hand, there's
Canada. Canada will get taken a lot, dude. You know how much they love that.
For sure. So on one hand, these people are irredeemably evil. They side with terrorists. They deserve to die because they're terrorist sympathizers. But then on the other hand, we have to take in all these refugees because they've been displaced. Kind of doesn't make sense to me.
It's called a lose-lose.
Yeah, and this whole situation with Israel is kind of like showing people's true colors politically, where it's like usually you have a set of rules and morals that you live by and you apply them to like every issue. Mm-hmm. And there seems to be like that kind of seems to be thrown out the window. And then like Israel-Hamas situation has like its own set of independent rules that are separate from like other beliefs we have. Like play that Glenn Beck clip if you can.
I don't know why I was born, but there is something about the state of Israel that connects deeply to me. To have the privilege to stand with the Jew is a tremendous honor.
What are you talking?
Spiritually.
I think people are going crazy. I don't know.
What are you talking about? And then this other guy, he had a similar thing, that the Jews are God's chosen people.
Stand with Israel. Well, for one thing, let me just say that the Jews are God's chosen people, and I think they should probably be ours. But notwithstanding that, they were attacked by a vicious terrorist organization who didn't kill civilians inadvertently in defending themselves. They launched a war of aggression, and it was against civilians purposefully.
Okay, war of aggression, that reasonable. Yeah. Israel should fight back. What's the chosen people thing? This is international relations. What are we talking about? People are going nuts.
It's like ignore however I get to my other decisions, this has its own set of rules. Okay, I need people to help me in the comments. I know there's good Christian people in the comments who are more well-versed on this than me. The Jews are God's chosen people. I hear that a lot. Mm-hmm. Why would God's chosen people not accept Christ? Doesn't that not make sense?
Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't ring true to me. Where like, they're God's chosen people on one hand, and on the other hand, like they don't acknowledge Jesus as the Son of God. They don't think he was a prophet or anything like that either. Like we've seen what Ben Shapiro said about Jesus. So it's like, why would God's chosen people on one hand be God's chosen people, and then on the other hand, they reject Christ entirely? So let me know in the comments. Someone please explain that to me. Because when I hear the Jews are God's chosen people, it just kind of hits my brain, and I go, doesn't sound right. So I don't know. But I want to know.
Yeah.
I want to be informed, and I want to be educated. There's good people in the comments who can explain that to me, I'm sure. Please let me know. I also saw this other thing.
Why do Christians agree that Jews are God's chosen people? That's what I don't know.
That's
where it would be like, no, I think it's us. It's our religion.
Yeah.
It's the chosen people, right? I mean, isn't that kind of the
It's
whole
like the God's
point?
chosen people are the ones who believe in Christ.
Yeah.
Doesn't that make sense?
That rings truer.
That rings real
To me,
true.
I'm a
That rings
Catholic.
real true to me.
Yeah.
So let us know, because I want to be informed on that. And also I saw this thing about how some Jews don't use the plus sign.
Yeah.
Because it looks like a cross. So
That's-
they'll use like an upside down T instead.
Alternative plus sign.
And it says the Jewish tradition dates from the 19th century to write a plus sign using this symbol. It was adopted by Israeli schools in commonplace today in elementary schools. It's used occasionally. The reason this practice is it avoids writing the symbol plus that looks like a Christian cross. So it's like you guys don't want to even acknowledge a Christian cross, but you're God's chosen people and Jesus is the Son of God. I don't get it. I'm not making the connection. All right, let's move on. We're still in the Israel section. There was a Palestinian protest, a pro-Palestinian protest, and they really sent out not the best.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing. This is average current thing enjoyer. This is who is taking up arms in the West for Palestine cause.
Yeah.
Be free from the river to the sea. Palestine will be free from the river.
Look at the guy behind her.
Palestine will be free. Free, free. Palestine, free, free.
That's good. A real ragtag bunch. They're not sending their best.
That's like a baseball movie at the beginning. That's what the team looks like. And eventually they come together and they get an ace and then they win the league at the end. But
Yeah.
right now it's looking grim.
Yeah, the bench warmers are out. And it's weird because those people are like kind of the typical protester types.
Of course, they're perpetually protesting.
And they see the Palestinian cause as like an anti-white thing.
Yeah, of course.
Oppressors versus oppressed, and then they don't understand like global politics. They think Jewish people are under the white umbrella, and they're like, oh, these white people are oppressing these Muslim people, these brown people. We're on the anti-white side.
Yeah.
Last thing we'll say about the Israel stuff, Dave Rubin drove by a protest and called the people Nazis, driving past a Nazi rally in London. Isn't that what they do to us, Dave?
It's all rules are out the window when it's your personal like war. You know what I mean?
It's like we pride ourselves on like not blanket labeling people things just to disqualify them and not hear the other side, and then fucking Nazi protests. Like, these are the people at the protest. It's like these Muppets. All right,
people are going crazy.
People are losing their shit. And we're going to get into that.
You see the razor blade missing person poster? Hey, that's a good move. That's 3D warfare, right?
I'm not pulling papers off.
I'm not pulling papers. I don't do that. But, I thought that's a little, it's escalating.
It is escalating. All right, page 3 of housekeeping. We're getting into the good stuff.
Okay.
We're settling in for the show. You guys excited? We have a great show today. Should I tell them, or do you want to tell them?
I'm not telling them anything, so
well, there's a rumor going around that you were giving the trick-or-treaters the banana Laffy Taffy so you could save the Snickers and the Reese's for yourself.
That's not true. That's not true. I deny unequivocally.
Okay. Well, we had trick-or-treaters come. I noticed some things. No one looked me in the eye. A lot of weird kids. I asked one kid what his outfit was, and he said it's a character from a webcomic I write, which is cool. I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like, keep doing that. But it was kind of nerd bullshit.
Yeah, webcomic. He writes.
It was nerd bullshit. And then I was just giving out like handfuls of candy because I don't know if you give one. So I was just like handful, happy to have you. And then one kid goes, "This is good stuff." And it's like, don't you guys have unfettered access to like anything you want?
I thought so.
Like getting a Snickers tough. I thought you guys like can do anything. So that was funny. It was good.
A lot of Halloween commuters.
Yeah.
A lot of people commute to the nice neighborhood to go trick-or-treating there.
Yeah, I noticed that too. All right, that's the end of the Halloween stuff.
Okay.
Still coming off of our Snarf win.
Yeah, feeling the high of it.
And I kind of want to just tell you guys like why we do it. It's kind of to remind everyone that anything's possible.
Like, so this is a hopeful thing.
Like you can achieve your dreams. One day your snoring is a sign of an underlying health issue.
You might have sleep apnea. You might need a machine to help you sleep.
But the next day they named a snowplow Snarf Snarf. It can flip just like that.
That's how quick. And your sleep apnea problem goes away. You're not snoring anymore as far as you know.
And then in Maine,
there's a snowplow in Maine named Snarf Snarf. So yeah.
So just keep going. It can just switch one day, guys.
100%.
All right. Also, I wanted to, you know how you said a couple of minutes ago, people are going crazy?
Yeah, they are.
I've noticed something in my own life. Little things. I'm like more sensitive to little things. For example, when I pull the rope and fight with Jerry, he has a toy rope. When I hear the rope slide through his teeth, it kind of like gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Okay.
And then when I'm watching movies and someone's on a high up ledge or on a cliff or hanging from like a rafter or something, I feel the feeling of being high up for a second and I kind of like, huh. So it's like whatever is going on, they're like ramping it up. So whatever's coming is coming.
Okay. Okay.
It's getting ramped up, and I'm more sensitive to, I don't know, stimuli, but you know what I mean?
I guess.
I see someone like hanging off a ledge in a movie, and I, for a second, get the feeling of being on that ledge, and I have like that dropped stomach feeling.
Okay, so what does it all mean? Tune in next week.
Well, whatever's coming's coming, and they're ramping it up.
Okay.
And then that takes us to our next part. Nothing can stop what's coming. It's that picture of Trump. I just wanted to remind you guys, nothing can stop what's coming. And we have Trump and the White House, we the people.
Who is this guy? Where is this face?
I don't know. I posted it to my story, and people are like, that's not Trump. It's like, okay, is it?
Oh, I didn't know.
And we also have a political update, too.
Which one?
The one on the right up there, top right, yeah. So we got some poll updates, I think. We got Donald Trump.
Yeah, this is the
big Chris Christie.
He takes 3 pictures.
And then we have Nikki Haley and Vivek Ramaswamy and Rob Flark. So there's our political update.
Yep.
All right, let's move on. Get to some more stuff, some more serious stuff. NASCAR has a new driver. It's kind of like a little sports update section. NASCAR's got a new driver.
I just got offered to become a NASCAR driver for part-time.
There you go.
You know who that is?
No.
Daniel Larson. He's like a famous guy.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's famous.
He's not a NASCAR driver?
No, he's a schizo type.
Yeah. And then another sports.
You should know him.
I'm going to look into him more. And then
lots of lore.
Yeah?
Yeah. You don't even know what you just did.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he going to like us?
No, he won't know. He won't see it.
That's all I care about.
Don't worry about it. Yeah.
And then we have a basketball update. There's a basketball player.
Oh, yeah. Along with our fascination of random urban names, I guess we'll call him.
Yeah.
This guy, hometown, Chicago, Illinois. 1,000,000 bugs.
His name is 1,000,000 bugs. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point that out to everybody.
I know. Klaus Schwab loves this guy.
Yeah.
1,000,000 bugs.
1,000,000 bugs. That's what's for dinner. What's crawling all over my skin and laying eggs on me? 1,000,000 bugs.
Hey, how was the picnic? Oh, man, it was bad. 1,000,000 bugs showed up.
1,000,000, yeah. He stole our picnic.
Yeah.
All right, well, moving on. Christmas is coming, guys. Everyone knows that. You need to be sending us gifts to the P.O. Box.
Stop.
And people ask, what do you want? What kind of stuff do you like? Here's an example of something I would be happy to receive. It's an Assad blanket. So stuff like that.
Weird and unique items.
Weird and unique items right up my alley. I would like that Assad blanket. P.O. Box is listed in the description. Please send us stuff. Send us 2 of whatever you send so Richard Rapway can have one too. Don't send us anything illegal or else you'll kill the fake intern.
Yep.
All right, let's go check on This Week in Bad Stand-Up. We had a bad stand-up clip for this week.
Do you guys think Hitler was a picky eater?
Yes.
Yeah, he probably was like just separating his German sausage with sauerkraut. And in the background, his mom was like, fucking eat your sausage! Fucking eat your German sausage! It's probably they just call it sausage.
Getting laughs.
And then he's like, one day, I will be able to do this properly with other picky eaters. World War II. Okay. I don't know, these days I'm just obsessed with racial cleansing. I don't know why. I think there should, I don't know, some race should be gone. You know what I mean? We don't need some race. And the people ask me, like, what kind of race? Like, I personally don't like Koreans. Okay? My people, they're just too...
Sounded like Lindsey Graham on CNN.
Okay.
Some races need to go. And I was thinking, all right, she's doing the bit where it's like the Indy 500.
Yeah.
Or now, that's the race. Ha, ha, ha. No, just straight
up Koreans.
The Koreans.
The ethnic blood feud lasts.
Racial cleansing.
Yeah.
I've been obsessed with racial cleansing lately. What?
Great set. Sometimes I feel like, hey, are we talking about Ron DeSantis' boots too much? Is this podcast, what are we doing? Are we giving enough? And then people got dressed, did a 2-drink minimum, went out, got a date.
Uber,
everything. Cost them $200 to go see this bit. And then I go, all right, cool.
Yeah, we're
people
doing
can watch
great.
us in the comfort of their own home. We're killing it.
We're doing great. She wrote those jokes.
Yeah.
She may have even tried them on someone.
I know.
And they go, oh, we're talking about racial cleansing.
She tried them on someone who didn't speak English as well as her, and they were like, oh, yeah.
Like, I don't get it, but I think it's good. She goes, oh, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. You don't get the language.
Yeah.
All right, that's the end of housekeeping. We have our doppels, which we don't really do anymore. We have some quick doppels this week.
Okay, Fleccas got kidnapped by Hamas. There he is. Fleccas is fishing now. He's got a fishing channel.
Big or small, fishing is for all.
There he is.
I don't think that's me.
That's close enough. Here's Rat Boy introducing to the Falcons, David Harold's team manager. All right.
What's the Falcons?
The Falcons, I don't know.
The Falcon? Is that a team?
No, I assumed it was the NFL, but it looks like a different logo, so I don't know. We'll
Congrats.
see.
That's you.
Could be lacrosse or something.
There's you at the hospital.
Too many sips of coffee, they said. Here's me, clinical social worker. He, him, pronouns. There you go.
That is you.
Pussy. And then here's Street Rat Fleccas, I believe.
Yep. There's me. No audio because it's copyright, but there's me.
He started a fire of some kind. There you go.
At the bus stop in LA. Those are our doppels. We have a little bit of shout outs. We have a Halloween shout out, right?
Yeah.
People were us for Halloween. That's very cool. That guy shaved his head.
Yeah.
For the costume.
And his birthday was on Halloween. So happy birthday, Spencer. And thank you, Sarah. I think this was tastefully done.
That was great.
Look at the RRB beard, the iced coffee,
The watered
glasses,
down iced coffee.
sleeveless black hoodie.
Yeah, they nailed it.
Yeah.
That wins. And then Madeline from Bonus Land. She was Trunchbull from Matilda.
Yep.
Very
Much
nice.
too good for children.
I never saw Matilda.
Oh, I know Matilda.
But that's a Bonus Land watcher. Thank you. Riley's part of Riley's friend group.
Yep.
Very nice. We also have a Coast Guard shout out.
Hey, Fleccas. I'm a really big fan of the show. I'm in the United States Coast Guard. And I just want to show you how we put on our gas mask as fast as possible. Got my gas mask right here. Ready? Go.
Yeah, that's key. You get the mask on first, and then you strap it up
And then
later.
you strap it up.
He knows his shit. He's in the Coast Guard.
Fleccas Talks, the podcast, rated the best new podcast of all time.
Very nice.
Say the line.
Yeah, very cool. Thank you for your service. We have some shout outs as well from Bonus Land. So this week and going forward, if you want to get a shout out, it's really going to help your cause if you're a Bonus Land member and you send a screenshot. It's really going to get you to the top of the list. Happy 20th birthday to Ty Scrumpf. His birthday is today. Happy 20th birthday to Brogan on November 4th, a couple days ago. Brogan, yeah. Shout out to Bill and his daughter, Kennedy Joy, celebrating their birthdays on Sunday. Bonus Landers as well. And shout out to Cooper and Logan. They're twins. Their birthday's on the 4th. They are show watchers and Bonus Landers. So thank you to you guys for being Bonus Landers. You get your shout outs. And if you guys want shout outs too, make sure you join Bonus Land. You get extra episodes of the show, 30 minutes after each public episode, 4+ hours a month. FleccasTalks.com is the website. Make sure you sign up and get your shout outs. All right, moving on. Cringe of the week. All right, first clip of cringe is the puberty blocker for trans kids person. Yeah.
The thing that gets me about the anti-trans conservative rhetoric around like puberty blockers for trans kids is that if they really did care about making sure children weren't being mutilated or weren't being like coerced, they would be the #1 advocates for puberty blockers, not only because they're empirically supported and because they were developed for cisgender people, but because they would realize that forcing somebody to go through a puberty with a dominant hormone that is misaligned with your actual gender, that would be, by their terms, mutilation. Because imagine...
We had it backwards the whole time. This little twink guy is right.
Yeah, it turns out going through your natural gender puberty that's mutilation.
Yeah. Oh, it's empirically supported. We don't believe in your sci-fi shit. The stupid world you made up. Hey, if everything was backwards and opposite, then you'd be the real bad guy. It's like, we don't take leaps like you do. You just swallow shit, hook, line, and sinker.
Science says I make sense.
Yeah.
You're an idiot. Look what's going on. You're wearing a crop top.
100%, man.
But hey, new Dylan Mulvaney just dropped.
This guy could be next up.
He could be next up. I want to do like the urban headline. Is this hairy gender bender next up out of Atlanta? He might be.
No jumper.
He might be. I think he's on my short list of people who are my favorite trans people.
Yeah, he's next up. He's growing.
Yeah.
Dylan is sidelined. Dylan is a brand ruiner. This guy's got he's a blank slate. He can do whatever he wants.
I like that what he's saying though is like the natural process you go through is like unnatural. Mm-hmm. So it's like, what does it say about your worldview if your #1 opponent is nature?
Yeah.
And like how things go naturally.
It does not bode well for your thesis.
Yeah. So it's and I was talking to Memetic Sisyphus about this, and he was saying something similar where it's like he's so narcissistic that he thinks his feelings like outweigh nature.
Yeah.
Like, oh, kids will go change from, 15 to 20. They'll make changes like this. But if you feel weird, like you're more important than what's going to naturally happen. Yeah. Which is actually insane.
So take a ton of pharmaceuticals and suppress that. And and if you stop taking them, then nature reclaims. It's like plants growing over a Detroit empty lot, Yeah. Nature comes back if you're not constantly playing defense.
Yeah. So this guy could be next up. My favorite gender bender is this next guy who is getting misgendered at the restaurants and records himself getting misgendered and then complains.
Yeah,
this is like top tier shit.
And we've covered this guy in the elevator last week, and then we've covered him, a time before when it was the urban youths and he wanted the dainty stewardess or not stewardess, the dainty hostess. Like, why didn't you say anything? It's like those three hooded youths.
Why didn't you stand up for me?
And she's like, I'm 5'1", 110.
We're all girls here.
So here he is.
Yeah.
Looks like he's having a nice feast.
She, her.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all good.
But it was not all good.
Hi. I use she, her pronouns. I'm not sir. Oh, so sorry. Yeah, like it's like a knife in the heart. I did specifically ask ahead of time not to be called sir.
Asked ahead of time.
I'm just gonna go.
Asked ahead of time.
Okay. The Sweetwater starts at okay. Not.
I'm so sorry. I apologize.
Not sir.
It's just always like a knife. It always hurts every single time.
He does that for 10 more reps.
Can you do a couple more? There's the one where he goes to the Chinese restaurant, and it's like clearly like an Asian person who doesn't know.
I don't need to be called ma'am. I just need. Did you call me sir? Hey, I just want to tell you that the person who gave me this called me sir.
What?
Call me sir.
Oh.
It's just like, it kind of just hurts a lot to get called sir.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay.
Very good.
Sorry about that. Okay.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Like, no idea what you're talking about.
English as a second language, first generation immigrant working a waitress job at a Chinese restaurant. just going like, no, we're backwards and upside down here.
Yeah, that's the problem with society. He needs to correct them.
So I think I figured out his bit, though. We got to come up with a name for this guy. I think Mr. Sir is a good fit. Maybe something like that. Something wittier we need. Maybe the audience can help us.
I like Mr. Sir so far.
Mr. Sir. But I think it's kind of like this trans, like, I don't know, stimulus that they like where he defends himself super aggressively. And so, like, normally people, they get misgendered, they go, oh, I'm sad now. But he's like, no, it's fight time. So it's like kind of like a adversarial type thing. And they go, yeah, do it. Defend yourselves. You're
Like
not a sir, even though you're the most masculine trans person I've ever seen.
Yeah, like the victimhood content, standing up for yourself content is like a wave that's coming.
Exactly.
I really do think so. And then there was a funny comment on it where someone replied to him and said, skill issue.
Yeah.
Meaning like it's not their fault for misgendering you. It's a skill issue. Like you kind of look like a dude.
You aren't even doing much at all. You have a perm and what? I don't know. You show your midriff.
I love the Chinese restaurant. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just want him to shut up and get the fuck out.
So this guy is like an up and coming trans person. He's like a top pick in my. If we were to have a trans draft, I want him to be my first pick, like a fantasy league draft.
Okay.
I'm going to start off with Mr. Sir as my first pick. You can go next.
Okay. Might be controversial. Big titty woodshop teacher. That's who I'm going to take. Just that's a personal favorite.
And I'm going to go with Admiral Levine next. Get the military behind us.
I'll just go ahead and scoop up Elliot Page. No big deal.
Easy. I'm stuck between Dylan Mulvaney and the Wachowski sisters. Do I get both Wachowski sisters as one?
Yep.
All right, Wachowski sisters.
And I'll scoop up Dylan. I got Dylan. My team's looking good.
I am going to take hairy Indian guy girl.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I wanted that one next. I'm going to go ahead and snag the luggage twink, Sam Brinton.
Well, then am I the last pick?
I think so.
Well, the guy last. I'll pick the guy from the last video.
Okay. New up-and-coming Dylan Mulvaney?
Yeah, next one up from Atlanta.
Okay. And I'll take Jeffrey Marsh, the guy who has a Patreon and who always tries to talk to the kids.
That's our front five.
Yeah, that's my starting five.
That's pretty good. I'm happy, especially with Admiral Levine.
Yeah, I got a good team. All
right, moving on. We are still in cringe. There was a debate club. You guys know how debate clubs work.
Yeah, I was never in a debate club, but I roughly know how they work.
You get two sides of an argument, and then both groups make their points, and then whoever is the most compelling side wins the argument.
They advance. That's debate.
So there was a debate championship. I think these kids are seniors in high school.
Yeah.
And there's kind of a tweet that explains what happened.
So this might be in the front running. I'll explain it in the tweet for a second, but you want to play this old clip just to kind of...
Yeah.
This is our current favorite debate.
Yeah. Before this debate clip, this was our favorite debate clip. These people won a debate championship.
From Towson University.
From Towson University. And I think they won because of their race. Not because of the argument.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that as well. But we'll let the debate speak for itself, right?
What was the topic, first of all?
The topic was restricting presidential war powers authority.
They say the nigga's always already queer. That's exactly the point. It means that the impact is not, that is an impact turn to the that it is a case turn to the affirmative, because we are saying that queer bodies are not able to survive. That it necessarily means that the body of the nigga is not able to survive.
We got the topic in about July, and we started doing our research then.
And when the nigga sees these pains and suffering, that he can only envision himself, that he does not see another nigga that he can feel sympathy for or embrace, but rather that other.
You get the point.
So that was how the debate went, and everyone, I guess the judges heard it and were like,
"It's a black woman speaking. It's my time to listen."
Yeah, you guys win.
Yeah, I couldn't even hear anything from the heavy breathing and the crazy.
You guys win.
So
I don't want to get in trouble. You won.
So everything's been quiet since then. But the other week, this was a high school debate. That was college level. So now high school comes along. And what you were about to watch is the final round. This is from James Fishback. Wanted to give him credit because he's the main dude who was reporting this. What you're about to watch is the final round of the most prestigious national high school debate tournament. Team A proceeds to tell Team B that they will not be debating the assigned topic, which was the benefits/costs of the IMF. because trans people are being genocided by MAGA Republicans, and that's more important than debating the IMF.
Oh, so no debate because MAGA people are killing trans people.
Okay, so they started by playing like an old AIDS protest commercial thing and then went into this rant. So it was like a 13-minute video. We're not going to play the whole thing. We're just going to give you a taste.
Welcome to the protest. We are tired of how debate treats trans people. More than that, we are tired of the way that their treatment is normalized, how it is treated as a necessary byproduct of having good discourse. When a nationally ranked team is bold enough to read arguments and make trans people uncomfortable in front of an 11-person panel and not be called out for it, something needs to change. When a trans kid can go 3 years in debate believing being misgendered was simply something he needed to take in order to win ballots, something needs to change. When almost every trans person quits debate or considers quitting several times a month, several times a week, several times a day, something needs to change.
Lady, this is a Wendy's.
Yeah, this is what the IMF. Please debate the topic, right?
Yeah.
And so it's a big struggle session, a big torture where if you don't agree, then you're the bad guy or something, and you're a high schooler, and you're not in the culture war, so you just nod your head, right? So they did this. They made their whole statement. They said they will occupy the debate space until trans debaters can participate safely. The team they were going against then immediately concedes the round because they don't want to dispute that trans genocide is real and be labeled transphobic. Right before college, you know, everyone's on debate team to get into college. You want to be the transphobic guy who goes, no, I want to debate the IMF right now.
Like, we caught you. That was a trap. We found the transphobias.
And so this was the final round of the most prestigious high school debate tournament of the year. They made a mockery of it. And then the worst part, this guy says, the judges praised this team for their bravery and courage and crowned them the national champions. So it's like, there's no rules. You just like sneak something under and you go, I'm the champion because I thought outside the box.
Yeah.
I did whatever I wanted, and it was virtue signaling, which that's what college is for anyway now. It's just little activist shops, right?
What about trans people?
All right, so let's play. This is another good
clip. This is my favorite clip from it.
It's important to recognize that debate is not about winning an argument. It's about making sure everyone feels okay and making sure everyone feels safe. So when that's hindered upon, I think that's when debate becomes essentially useless in the first place. So
the point of debate is not to win an argument. It's so everyone feels safe. I think you're confusing this with preschool.
Yeah, no. That's daycare.
That's for babies.
That's for literal children crawling on their tummies and they get tummy time.
Yeah,
that's who needs to feel safe, not the high school debate club. This is debate.
And the point of the debate is not to win an argument. It's like, actually, that's exactly what the point of debate is.
Everyone's just on a Zoom meeting. Nobody's in person. And it's just like, here's how to feel good about yourselves. We don't need to. It's like, imagine this guy, like a construction crew, started doing this.
Yeah.
I'm not doing construction because the trans people are getting killed. It's like, we have a foundation to pour.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
And the boss would come in and go, we're giving you full pay.
Yeah. I'm proud of what you guys did.
You got to feel safe. It's like, are you in a hurricane?
Yeah. And so a couple little other updates. Here's one of the judges. The woke debate judge is ready for Halloween, and he's the Communist Manifesto. So,
Classic.
You know, they power grab the debate, and then, you know, all you have to do is do trans shit, and then you win.
Yeah. We should forgive these kids student loans.
Yeah.
They need to go to college for free and get this education. In some uplifting news, homeschooling. Here's the graph for homeschooling. That's good to see.
Yeah. Skyrocketing.
That's very good to see.
Kamala Harris is probably going to say it's the greatest enemy of America soon or something, start an initiative. But hey, keep it up.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
And so the debaters are all mad. They're mad about, MAGA Republicans and trans and how it's illegal to be trans.
Yeah.
It's like, who's killing? Are people dying?
Yeah, trans people are under attack, and they're claiming it's from MAGA Republicans. But this next story makes me think otherwise.
Investigators say the teenage suspect was so enraged that after shooting the victim multiple times, he left and then returned to the crime scene to open fire once again. Police say video from the neighborhood led them to the alleged killer, 18-year-old Orlando Perez, now held without bond. Investigators say Perez had gone home with the victim, 37-year-old Selena Reyes Hernandez, shortly after meeting her on the morning of May 31st. And in her basement apartment in Marquette Park, Perez learned Reyes Hernandez was transgender.
The offender became very upset. He left the residence. He became more upset, and that's when he came back to the residence. and then he brutally murdered the victim in this case.
Prosecutors
Very sad.
Doesn't sound politically motivated.
Doesn't sound politically motivated at all.
Sounds like it was rape by deception.
Yeah.
And then a young
Impulsive
Latino type,
freak out,
a Latino type, not a MAGA Republican, went and executed them. So sad all around.
And I think that's what a lot of the murders of trans people that everyone talks about, I think a lot of them are that situation.
Of course.
And it's not done by white MAGA, whatever they say, MAGA Republicans.
Yeah.
It's done by urban people.
Super horny urban people who just want a nut.
And then they go, oh no!
That was gay. I'm gay now. That made me gay.
And then you freak out and forget all the rules for a second. You shoot somebody.
Yep.
All right, last piece of cringe. Pumpkin spice and birds are racist.
Yeah, Washington Post has been busy this week.
Busy.
They had two pieces. One was the violent history of pumpkin spice. And so, someone got beat up somewhere down the supply chain line to get that pumpkin flavor. So you have to feel bad about it. And because it's something white people tend to enjoy, it's the end of the world, right?
Yep.
We're not even going to get into the specifics of the article. That's just what they're busy spinning their wheels on.
Mm-hmm. Anything that white people like probably has some racist history.
Exactly, and we can find it. Show me the thing, and I'll show you the racism. That's the Washington Post. It's not Democracy Dies in Darkness anymore. The other one, dozens of bird names honoring enslavers and racists will be changed. The American Ornithological Society says it will alter the names of North American birds named after humans, starting with up to 80 of them. So I think some of the examples were the Cooper's hawk, a couple others, stuff like that. But yeah, great work. Getting the good work done. Those very popular names like Cooper that nobody even associates with a slave owner.
Yeah.
Some bird nerd woke pussy ruined it for all you guys.
Yeah, but Raven's going to stay. Raven, Baltimore Raven. Ray Lewis killed a guy. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't fucking matter. Yeah.
That's how it goes.
So Washington Post is busy. Keep up the good work, guys. Jeff Bezos, I hope you enjoy what you bought.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We are into urban decay. Let's get a little more down. Let's get a little more depressed.
Smart.
Let's go to the first clip. This clip was going around everywhere. The stolen candy family.
Es que yo jalé primero de todo. Apúrate.
Hand over fist.
So the whole family, no costumes.
Well, some of the little kids had them.
No one's speaking English.
Yep.
They're laughing. And then the parents are leading the charge and they're raiding the entire bucket of candy.
Yeah. And, people go, and this is kind of representative of what's going on in America, right? Spanish-speaking people rush in, grab all the free stuff they can. I think a bunch of sanctuary city mayors just actually asked Joe Biden for billions of dollars because the sanctuary part is actually happening now.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's kind of representative. It struck a nerve with a lot of people, a lot of our type of show watchers.
John Doyle had a great tweet about it that really summed it up.
He said, what a perfect metaphor for American decline. Americans too lazy or complacent to do what's necessary to preserve their nation. I'll just put a bowl out, maybe vote every 4 years, I guess. Third world populations immediately capitalize and pillage.
That's what happens. And a lot of people will say, oh, this isn't a third world thing.
White people do this too.
White people do it too. And that's true. White people do it too. And that's not great. We have a lot of people that are dirtbags here. We don't need more dirtbags.
They're pieces of shit. We don't need more pieces of shit.
So there's pieces of shit from here that'll come and do it too.
Oh, yeah, they'll do it too.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot.
Also, it's like a read the room type thing. Like right now in America, like Spanish-speaking people coming in and taking as much as they can. Not really what you want to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say be on your best behavior if you're that type. Because there's going to be a tide against you soon.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then not to be all the way down and depressed, a guy does come later in the night and refill the bucket.
Neighbor Scott saw what happened. He empties a bag. There you go, Scott.
That's it. I mean, is that a metaphor for sucking the boomers dry?
Pretty much, yeah.
The Hispanics come, it's a sanctuary, whatever. Millions of people here illegally.
High trust versus low trust.
High trust becomes low trust society. They drain all the resources, and then hopefully the boomers will bail us out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how much the boomers got left.
Yeah. Not much.
I was going to say those people who were stealing the candy were animals.
Mm-hmm.
But I decided not to because that could come across as, racist or whatever. But also, animals aren't even that bad. Watch this next clip.
This is a bear.
A bear comes
somewhere in Florida.
And look at this. He takes one piece. A bear.
A bear did less damage than this family of Salvadorians or whatever.
A bear came and took one piece. So it's not even animals. Animals know the rules.
Yeah.
It's not even animals.
Yeah, and I mean, this is, it happens every year, right? There's always a viral video that there's a kid filling up his backpack and he goes, ha-ha, on a ring cam. And it's going to happen more because there are ring cams and there's cameras literally everywhere. But man, the Spanish speakers coming in the family, the adults getting in on it. The adults are the main problem.
Yeah.
Teenagers are always going to do this, right?
Yeah. Once the adults are doing it, it's a bad sign because, oh, we caught you. We're telling your parents. And it's like, well, my parents told me to do it.
Nobody holds you accountable.
So then what happens? All right, let's go to the next story, the migrant prostitutes in New York City.
Yeah, so I mean, another nice little positive of what's going on is the New York City has basically a new red light district. Migrants are behind the boom in Queens red light district, Mayor Adams says.
They're all doctors and lawyers, we were told.
Yeah, they're sending their best, we were told. Mayor Eric Adams blamed the rise in prostitution in Corona, Queens on an influx of female Venezuelan migrants who are struggling to find other work. The Democrats said Tuesday that illegal activity is taking place in an area and that it is just one example of how the nation's migrant crisis is affecting the city. Here's some pics. You see what they're up to. Yep. They're just waiting to get fucked for what, $100?
Probably.
What do you think?
STDs, all kinds of gross stuff.
Yeah, pimp comes and beats you up.
Crime makes the businesses in the area suffer.
Yeah, New York has a brand, and that brand is constantly changing to whoever imports the most Venezuelans, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, and then
nobody can ever say this is bad. No, like Eric Adams goes, "Oh, it's an uptick in this," and it's like, yeah. Any plans? Any plans to fix?
Can you just like firmly disavow and say it's bad and we'll crack down on it?
Yeah.
And then it's like people think that it's impossible to crack down on, but then you look at the graph of El Salvador's homicide rate. They were able to crack down on it pretty good. The graph goes like this.
It just takes political will and actually following through and consequences, right?
Exactly. Check out this new video that came up of Philly. Philly basically being a zombie land. See that? Look at this. Philadelphia.
Yeah. Land of the founding fathers. Ben Franklin.
Ben Franklin.
Better than he left it.
Exactly. So it's an absolute zombie land. And this is also how they control pretty much the whole state of Pennsylvania. Is by
Philly voting.
Philly voting. And then you kind of look at this and you people want to assume that the leaders we have are like trying their best.
Yeah.
Like, oh, cities, it's tough.
Give it time to work. The progressive policies. Give those time.
Yeah. But it seems like all these cities are getting more fucked up every year for the last 20 years. And you have New York, Philly, San Francisco, LA. It all looks the same.
This is Paris.
This is Paris going in the background. It's like at a certain point, this isn't people trying their best and just the policies aren't working yet, but they're going to one day. It's not good intentions anymore. It's malevolent intentions.
Of course.
People who are purposely trying to ruin it. And that's exactly what that is.
And then obviously they go to the cities, but there's something particularly aggravating about the beacons of Western intellectual progress, hope, like Philadelphia, the Declaration of Independence, the Liberty Bell, Paris, the Treaty of Versailles, and all these rich history of men choosing to do the right thing. And now it's just homeless fentanyl street rats, ethnic third worlders.
Yeah, don't get involved. If you touch them, you'll get arrested.
Yeah. So
you can't stop them from looting.
It's a humiliation ritual. Our greatest city, San Francisco. You know how long it took us to build San Francisco into this awesome, super rich, wealthy buildings, symphonies. We've said that before.
Tech is there, all these industries.
And all it takes is a couple years of, we're not punishing criminals to give your city away to the Batman. We need the Batman.
We're gonna give them crack pipes, and hopefully that'll reduce the amount of crack usage. Oh, it didn't?
Oh, it didn't? They're stealing more? Shit.
Let's try giving them crack.
Yeah.
That way they don't have to cook it themselves. Is that going to work? It's like, no, that's also not going to work.
Speaking of, brilliant leftist ideas, today, or this was a couple days ago, but Mayor Muriel Bowser, the mayor of D.C., announced a pilot program to provide D.C. residents with free digital tracking tags for their vehicles.
That way when your car gets stolen, you can go find it
You can go find it, and then whoever was fucking each other in there and doing crack in your car, like, you'll clean that out, but you'll know where your car is.
It'll be at the house of the person who stole it, then you can go get it back.
Yeah, it's simple. Hope you have a gun or a 6'5" man with you to go make sure that somebody doesn't beat you up for it. And they're also handing out steering wheel locks. So let's do a recap. They're giving out AirTags and steering wheel locks. Several of the mayors of these cities are suing Kia and Hyundai
because their cars are too easily stolen.
Did anybody ever think to just maybe make the penalties briefly way more severe for people stealing cars to disincentivize it? Make an example out of 1, 2, maybe 3 people?
No.
No, that would work too good.
That would be too easy.
Yeah. So, criminals, they keep
first.
winning. They come first.
There are people standing up to it, though. This lady on the bus was mad that this guy was playing music on his phone out loud, and she pushed back. Started barking at him.
What's that? What are you doing? What are you doing to everyone else who's here?
Fuck about everybody else.
I'll give a fuck about nobody else. Queen.
So it's good to see her stepping up, but it's also a sign that we're towards the end.
We're reaching a boiling point,
where
right?
the little Asian lady's like our front line of defense on the bus.
Well, dude, and the black guy who's playing music on a speaker, it's like, all right, whole bus wants to hear this? Nope, I don't check with anybody. Yeah. And so I love that. And I think we made a joke about that before on an airplane, like just yelling, "Who let the dogs out?" Or like, just start singing a song. "Ladies and gentlemen, Mambo number 5." And you just start from the beginning. Modern problems require modern solutions. I was actually at a Chipotle once, like a couple of weeks ago, and some kid walked in and he was playing a portable speaker strapped to his backpack. And I think he was applying for a job. So he wrote down and was doing the paperwork, and the music was playing. He's disturbing everyone in the restaurant, filling out a job application.
And they're probably like, we have to hire him.
Yeah.
We can't tell a black person to turn the music down.
We can't say no to a black person, and we definitely can't tell them to turn their music down. So he'll be making my burrito next time I go. I almost asked him. I almost went up to him and I said, "So what made you think that was to not pause it when you walked into the restaurant? I get it. Out on the street, maybe, a little bit. I still think you're antisocial. But what happened when you walked in the store and you didn't press pause? You thought everyone wanted to listen to the new Snarf Snarf album?"
Yeah, exactly. All right, don't get too down. Don't get too depressed. We are moving on to uplifting gold.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we have a couple of clips that we didn't get to, but we're going to get to them in bonus land.
Great.
We have a great bonus land today. Make sure you guys sign up on FleccasTalks.com. Shoplifter KO'd by the bottle of Coke. This is an uplifting shoplifting clip. So the guy is cornered. The security guard, loss prevention's getting in his face.
He says, "No, you can't leave with the whole cart. I'm going to stop you. Whatever's in your backpack, you can probably get away with, though."
And then someone just overhead tosses
a 2-liter.
A 2-liter, and it knocks him out.
Slept him. So Asian woman barking, Coke throwing hero. Some people are on offense, guys. Some people are tired.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Let's go to the guy who said smoking crack improved his life. I've been following this guy on Instagram. He's a very good follow. He's like a crackhead who is very well spoken, an optimist, and he's like a high functioning crackhead, and he's very honest.
Still smoking?
Yeah.
5 ways my life has improved by smoking crack, guys. Number 5, it has taught me that I am actually resilient. So, I smoked crack while I was in my second rehab center. I'm not proud of it, but I did it. So me and my friend from the center, it was a huge snowstorm one day. The treatment center had to close down. Staff went home. We decided to get on our mountain bikes and ride downtown and walk across a soccer field with 18 inches of snow to go to this guy's garage to pick up a little baggie of crack. Okay, the guy said to us when we were leaving, this stuff must be good if you're willing to do this for us. And guys, it taught me that when I am absolutely determined and focused on something, I can make it happen no matter what is in my way. So I take that stuff now and I actually focus on good things that I want in my life, and it works, guys. And that is the 5th reason why I'm so happy that I smoked crack, and it gave me an amazing experience, and I use it today for good things.
Yeah, there's the other side of it.
We'll have to follow him and track his progress and see. He's in a nice house. There's a pool, in the background?
Yeah.
We'll see if this crack pays off, but we have to monitor him over a course of many years.
We're going to monitor him over time, but it's good to hear the other side of the argument.
Yeah, it's not all bad.
It's not all bad. He's very determined. Let's go to the mouse prank. This was one of my faves.
Oh, Lord, this water thing. What you doing? Mother, whoa! Get me out of here! How you get no!
So they set her up by making her hold like 4 large Sprites.
Yeah, 4 large, it looks like maybe Sprites or waters, and then they just dump mice on her. Oh, man. All right, the bagpipes grandpa.
Yeah, let's see.
This is uplifting.
Give me a phone call that I look forward to.
Yeah, I think so.
What, as opposed to what?
But what, and both of y'all look forward to. It's fine.
Really? I hear the pipes.
I hear the pipes. Isn't that nice?
That is nice.
They were going to play the bagpipes at his funeral because he loves his bagpipes, but instead they played it for him before he died so he can enjoy them.
There you go.
That's very nice. All right, last clip of Uplifting Gold, the bad national anthem at the football game.
Okay.
That's good. Hey, that's Americana.
Hey, those notes are hard to hit. It's a high school band. Cut them some slack.
Yep. Well, that is the end of the episode. Let me grab something off screen real quick because it is Friday. And on Fridays, we shout out America First small businesses, especially ones that send us stuff to the P.O. Box. And this week, we are shouting out BLUEFIRE Laser Engraving. They sent us these really cool, what are they called? Thermoses?
Yeah, cups. I don't know what they're called.
Coffee cups. You guys know about these. Everyone drinks them. Fleccas Talks the podcast. Very cool. Snarf O'Banion. R. Smith Cabana collection. So they're clearly show watchers. Their info is linked in the description. They do laser engraving. They do very good work. I love these. You have a bunch of them too. They gave you a couple.
Yeah, they gave us a ton.
They gave us a ton. So thank you to Blue Laser Engraving for hooking us up. And then make sure you guys follow them and get some stuff as well if you are in the market for some laser engraved stuff. Thank you guys. Thank you to them for sending us those nice gifts.
Yeah. Was this a fast episode?
No. I think we're at an hour and change.
Okay. All right.
Did it feel fast?
Felt quick.
Yeah. Well, if the episode felt quick to you and you want more episode, we have a 30-minute bonus land dropping right now on FleccasTalks.com with a bunch of great topics, great clips. So make sure you guys go sign up and then send me screenshots that you signed up, and I can do shout outs next Friday. All right, another Fleccas Talks in the books. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you at the next one.
Do you guys think Hitler was a picky eater?